I'm curious how many people will be also joining on Facebook this morning. It's still pretty early here in the West Zone. Hi, ladies. We are officially live on Facebook as well as Zoom. And yes, thank you. Sapna is reminding me to record. Thank you, Sapna. I'll be starting to record just in a moment. So, how are you? I hope you're good this morning. Let us know while I give a couple more minutes for ladies to join in. Let us know how you are and where you're joining us from. I'm going to say hello to Sapna and Winnie here on the Zoom who are joining us from Kenya. And I do hope that some of you are seeing this live as well on Facebook. And if you're joining in on Facebook, please, by all means, let us know where you're joining from. Say hi. We're a beautiful community of ladies into well-being, business, innovation. So don't hesitate to say hi. And as you have seen on the first couple of days of the Mastermind on self-love and self-growth and mastering your purpose, truly this is a community of well-being and growth, because everybody who joined in, especially yesterday and also in the second half of the day to the interview we had with the guest speaker yesterday, everybody had such beautiful shares. And we ended up talking about feminine leadership towards the end of the call. And I really want to salute and congratulate you all once again for the beautiful shares you had when it comes to what you see as true feminine leadership in the world right now. And it actually ties very well into the topic we have this morning of the self-expression and how we get to express our gifts, our service, our purpose as women in the world. So while you're joining in, please say hi. I'm Alina Cristina Buteca, your host for the Summer Women's Mastermind on Self-Love and Self-Growth 2022. And I'm a sacred femininity, leadership, and business coach and founder of two beautiful brands. One is focused on leadership coaching and learning and development programs for companies, and the other one is focused on working with ladies, with women, to empower them to actually live their purpose. Hi, Yulia, and live their mission from a place of health and well-being, because it's been also my journey with burnout to come back to this place of balance, of inner joy and inner stability, to develop my own inner pillars of stability and well-being and growth, and grow from there. So I'm saying hi to Yulia, who just joined us. She's joining from Cluj, from Romania, right?
Hi everyone. Yes.
Hi Yulia, so good to see you, love. And once again, hi to the ladies joining us on Facebook. I'm just going to check the live chat on Facebook too. Welcome, beautiful ladies. And I actually want to announce, speaking of growing a community, I want to encourage you, if you feel like you're benefiting already from the talks we've had, the masterclasses and the guest speaker interviews that we've had over the past couple of days, day 1 and day 2, to actually invite your friends to the group. And the community we're building so far is on Facebook, but I want to also make it an online community. Maybe we'll set up a Telegram group as well. But the setup and technological advancements at the moment of the Facebook groups, it's much easier for me to manage. So that's why I'm inviting you to the Facebook group community called Innovatrix, Entrepreneurship the Feminine Way. So this is the community where I'll be hosting usually probably after this mastermind, I'll be posting shorter videos, but once a week, there will always be a video with insights either on business, entrepreneurship, or sacred femininity, or a blend. We'll see of the three. So I do invite you to share the group link with your friends who may also benefit from the talks, the mastermind. I've decided to actually make it free and accessible and available for lifetime, forever. So you can share with your friends even after this week of the mastermind, so they will be able to see it and to watch the replays. And for those of you who will share it with at least 10 friends that will join. So if you manage to get 10 friends to join the Facebook group, I want to launch today the mini competition. Competition is also good when it's done in a loving and benefiting to all way, when it's a win-win. So I'm going to do a raffle, and actually on Monday, I will let you know who has actually won a one-on-one coaching, leadership coaching session with me, who will be the winner of that, and will be focusing on a topic that is very personal to you when it comes to your own leadership skills in business. So you get to win a 1-hour leadership coaching session with me. And that's going to be announced on Monday. So I invite you to share the Facebook group link with your friends. And if you get at least 10 people to join, then you enter the raffle and you enter the mini competition. And I'll literally put all the names in a bowl of prosperity, and pull out the lucky winner from there. So, with that said, I once again welcome you to day 3 of the Women's Mastermind. And the topic for today, I'm going to just start sharing my screen. The topic for today is self-expression and how we use our voices in business. And this is a big topic, ladies, self-expression. If you feel this is a big topic and that it has impacted you either in your daily life or in the way you manage your business, please type a yes in the comments, either on Facebook or on Zoom. If you feel self-expression is a topic that is pretty important for us as women nowadays. I'm going to start sharing actually from this slide. Da-da-dum. Okay, I'm starting to see the comments. Yes, Winnie says yes, being able to express our worth, is so important. Actually, this topic ties in very well into it's progressing from the topics that we have already touched upon on day 1 and day 2. In day 1, I'm just doing a quick reminder. We delved into why it's important for us as women to start, and not only as women, men as well, benefit from this, to start everything in life and business from a solid foundation of self-love and self-worth. And we also shared practices on how to deepen our self-love and self-trust. Day 2, we looked at how we nurture our energy and how we manage our energy, and how we honor our cycles as women, because we are cyclical beings, and that is beautiful. We are in sync with nature. We are in sync with the whole universe. Our body is a reflection of the beautiful way the whole universe works. We are a wonderful universe of our own. So the importance of managing our energy is paramount. Managing our energy well is paramount, especially in this day and age. So this was the topic of day 2, and we finished off with a beautiful exercise. And I want to encourage you, if you do have the time I know that the topics actually come fast one after the other, and we build one day upon day. But if you do have some time this weekend to actually re-go through the exercises for each day that are shared at the end of the masterclass for every day, and sit down and reflect and develop your own energy map. You know, what are your energy replenisher, as well as your no-go lists in each of the areas that we looked upon yesterday, from physical energy to mental, to emotional energy and spiritual energy. So this, as I was sharing, self-expression is so important, and it all starts from a solid foundation of self-love. We cannot express ourselves authentically, again, regardless of the gender. We can't go into authentic expression unless we get to know and understand ourselves at a deep level, and we learn to make peace with where we are in life, and we learn to accept where we are. So it really builds on that solid foundation of love. And today, this morning, we're going to look at why our voice matters as women. I actually have a very personal story with voice and this energy center of our body, the throat. Even in terms of health, I had a condition that was diagnosed when I was younger. And yeah, it's been a journey to overcome that, and to learn to express myself, to stand up for myself, to set healthy boundaries, and to also go for what I want. Because part of our journey of authentic self-expression as women is to actually allow ourselves the gift of going for what we want, instead of holding ourselves back. When we repress our needs, when we repress our wants, when we repress what is truly our heart's desire, then we get to, even when I say that, I feel it in my throat, then we hold back, and our body shuts down, because our body is so intelligent, and it already knows what we want deep down inside. So always, this is a signal of an unease that is happening inside. That it's a signal that we need to stop and listen to what are actually our needs, our true soul needs. And we start to not only listen, but then take action towards, step by step. It's a journey. Rome wasn't built in a day, to quote Sapna, my friend here. But it's a journey, and step by step, small steps that build upon each other, take action towards what our body, what our intuition, what our soul, what our heart's highest desires are. So today we're going to look at 5 keys to successful self-expression, especially in business. And there are many topics when it comes to business. And we're going to finish off with a beautiful meditation for you to connect to an expressive aspect of your inner goddess. Who's excited about that? And I do hope we have, let me see where we are with time. I do hope we will have, we will have some minutes at the end so that I get to share an exciting launch. Okay. So let me check in once again on the Facebook live chats. Oh, Carmen is here. Welcome, Carmen. And this is amazing. So happy to see you. Carmen is also joining us from Romania. Hello to all the ladies who are live with us on the Facebook. Please type in and say hello, as well as on the Zoom call. Okay. So coming back to where we were, let's look at why our voice as women actually matters historically. So I'm going to launch an open question. I want to make it a little bit more interactive this morning. See, it's interesting. We're talking about voices. I want to launch an open question to you, ladies. why do you think it's important as women that we listen to our voices and we express our voices in the world? How has it impacted society so far? I'm gonna check the chat for answers. Please feel free to use the chat, or you can also, if you're on the Zoom live, unmute yourself and share. Why do you think it's important for us as women to share our voices more openly? And how does that impact the society we live in nowadays? Okay, I hope everybody can see my share. Okay, so I hope you can see these two photos. I really love the photo above. Can you see that beautiful, fearless, amazing goddess woman? And she speaks about financial independence, right? So there are several aspects. This is a deep, deep layered journey. If we are to talk about voice and self-expression as women, this is a seriously deep, deep layered journey because it has many, 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 many historical layers to it. If you think about it, it's pretty crazy, but it's true. It's crazy how we've actually only in the recent 150 years, in the past 150 years, we as women have gained our right to a formal education. So we've gained access to schools and universities, to institutions. I'm even getting the chills as I say this. And we've gained our right to vote. So it's truly incredible. I'm gonna actually keep this view because I don't want anybody to see a little bit ahead what I want to share. But it's truly incredible that we've only had the right to vote and access to education in the past 150 years. So basically, that's basically when we became a voice in society, because up until then we were the silent partners or the silent companions, I would say, in the sense that it was men at the forefront. We were the wives, we were the child bearers, we were the educators of the children at home, but we didn't have a voice in society. And if we go even further back in history, this has been a downturn for us as women, because we actually, the further you go down the history line, and if you go back more than 3,000 years ago, there are so many artifacts that have been discovered by archaeologists across the world, and you can do your own research on Google or wherever, on Wikipedia or on encyclopedias. If you go back anywhere in the world more than 3,000 years ago, you will find artifacts and statues, mud statues discovered by archaeologists that are shaped in the body of a woman. So there was this deep reverence for women and matriarchal societies that we used to have. And that decayed and we went into a patriarchal age. And now we're actually in the age where we're learning how to balance all of that, how to develop a more balanced and healthy way of relating to ourselves and standing up together in society. So women had a voice. Yeah, it's not like we never had a voice. This is what I want to emphasize. We really had a voice, historically speaking, but it was suppressed. It was erased gradually, and most brutally in the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages, we all know, was the time when we had the famous witch hunt. And that's actually, when I say witch hunt, it's something that's been overly quoted, but the women that were suppressed back then, lots of them were actually the wise women, the women that knew how to work with plants and herbs, the women that knew how to tend to the emotions of people, the women that, like in the picture that I showed you, were the bearers of the knowledge of the earth. and we're deeply attuned to the cycles of nature. So there was a huge repression of the feminine knowledge, yeah, because there is such a thing as more masculine, logical, mind type of knowledge, and more feminine, heart-based and earth-based knowledge. There was a repression of the feminine knowledge on earth and our intuitive cycles. And it started around 2000 plus years ago, and it culminated, I would say, in the Middle Ages, and from there onwards, yeah. Now only recently we're starting to gain our voices back for the past 150 years. So it's not been long. I really want us to acknowledge that and be gentle with ourselves. It's not been long that we've had this coming back of our voices, this reclamation back of our voice. I'm gonna read from the Facebook chat. I'm taking a little break to read what Denisa. Hi, Denisa. So beautiful that you joined us today. Denisa Mihaela is sharing why it's important for us as women to share our voices. Using our voice can create positive change, like the right to vote, abortion rights, domestic violence, legislation. Absolutely. It's basically giving back to us the right to choose. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Denisa. Okay, so hi. So yeah, it's been a journey for us to claim back our voices. And we're right now moving into an age where the system that was out of balance will try to regenerate itself. Yes, it may look like, and there are some chaotic things happening in the world, but it's also the way the body regenerates as well. The overall system regenerates and comes back to balance. So it's very important for us to stand in our worth at this particular day and time, to stand in our worth and to rise into our gifts and into our service, no matter what service looks like for you. No matter what your calling is, it's so important that you start sharing your voice authentically and sustainably. We are journeying back into our power. And men as well are impacted by this evolution in the world, in the sense that they are, as we were sharing in the past few days, also getting more in tune with the feminine aspects of their energy, their emotions, their feelings. There was actually somebody I was speaking to, a wonderful gentleman here the other day in the co-working space I'm in, and he was sharing that he journals and he reflects on himself. So, and he does gratitude practices. So it's so beautiful and it's so nourishing how there's actually a tidal wave of revolution on the planet of the rise of the feminine energy. And when I say feminine energy, I don't mean just women, I mean overall. It's a tidal wave and it's unstoppable. And it's wonderful. And it's also so important for us to stand into our worth and use our voices as women, because we are finally, after the educational liberation, the political, the right to vote liberation, we are now going through a liberation of the financial independence, yeah, because more and more women are starting their businesses and becoming therefore financially independent. And it's all often said that you teach a woman how to become financially independent and how to start a business, how to raise a business. You give her financial literacy and you actually impact a whole family, because she's responsible. Not only women are usually responsible not only for themselves, but for their loved ones and for the next generation. You impact a whole family and you impact a whole next generation. So it's really super important for us as women to really deepen into this understanding that it's important we use our voices for the good and for expressing our service and skills in the world, but it's also important that we stand together and we encourage each other, because one of the very insidious things that the Middle Ages did for us as women and the feminine energy is that, to go back to the witch hunt, is that people were put to turn against each other and women were put to turn against each other. And it's actually, we're experiencing a rise of the true consciousness of the feminine energy, which is about collaboration and mutual support. So it's so important that we also stand by each other as women. And I want to launch a question right now to you ladies watching us on the live. Why do you feel financial literacy and independence for women is important? Why do you feel financial literacy for women is important? Let's see some of the comments in the chat. We need to stand, Sapna is sharing, we need to stand our place in the world and not be taken as a sign of weakness. Yes, if we, it's no longer a sign of weakness, or it's no longer shameful to stand our ground and to rise into our worth because we are women. It's actually all the more needed because when we are doing this, Sapna, bless you, you're so right. When we're doing this, we're doing it for not only the generations to come, but we're actually repairing, we're doing work, lineage repair work, lineage healing work. We're doing healing work for our ancestors who maybe didn't have the privileges of the modern society that we have to be able to speak up, to be able to share, to just have the modern technology to share our wisdom and our voices, to be able to vote, to be able to have access to education and to business skills, and so on and so forth. So it's so important that we share our voices. Thank you for that, Sapna. I hope I'm not missing out anybody on the, yes, I'm gonna check out the Facebook Live. Elena, hi, love. So beautiful to see you here this morning. Elena is sharing freedom to make our own decisions without concern of financial implications. So start a business, walk away from an abusive partner or a job. Yes, that's how financial literacy and financial independence can help women. It really frees you and liberates you from what is holding you back. Thank you for that powerful, powerful share, Elena. Wonderful. So I'm going to share a little bit about my own voice. I already started sharing about it, my own voice story. Okay, I hope you can see. Let me check again if you can see my screen. There we go. Yeah, I actually grew up, and this is very common. It's not, I thought it was maybe the Eastern European culture, but it's not. The more I traveled across the world, the more I exposed myself to other countries, from Southeast Asia all the way to Latin America, where I was based this past year, and now I'm back to Europe, and in Africa as well. We grow up as and it's not necessarily the fault of our families, they've been educated the same way too. We grow up with the impression that we have to perform, to be the dutiful, nice girls, the proper girls. And that is an insidious way of telling us, your voice doesn't matter. You have to listen to. We're taught to listen to the teacher, the parents, the spouse, and this was the old way in which women were taught to function in society. We are experiencing, with the resurfacing of the feminine energy and power in the world, we're experiencing a journey back into recognizing our true worth and into recognizing that we do not need to please anybody to prove our worth, but we are enough just as we are. And mind you, it's happening, once again, it's happening not only for women, it's happening for men as well. Men are recognizing that they are worthy just as they are, and that that they don't need to perform or please in order to feel worthy. So this overachiever syndrome comes from the stems from the root cause of not feeling enough and not feeling worthy as you are. And I really do hope that we are going to raise a whole new generation of children, all of us beautiful women here, a whole new generation of children that will receive the love and the nurture that they are worthy of, and the constant encouragements as they grow up that remind them, hey, honey, you have a voice. What do you think about this? You know, this is a very vital question that we're not asked often enough as we grow up. What do you think about this? What do you feel about this? And the more we ask this question, the more the child, the young child, the teenager understands that, oh, what I think matters. What I feel is important, matters. So they learn to express themselves, which is so, 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 so important. So again, there's no blame and shame here. This is how the society was designed up until now, but we are here to really make a change. The more our level of awareness and self-consciousness is so high right now on the planet that it is creating tidal waves of change at all levels in society. And it starts to permeate, to penetrate all families. It starts with you realizing, I don't need to be an overachiever. So this was my story. I ended up being the overachiever. I was disconnected from my inner voice, from my authority, and I didn't know what I truly wanted up until like 5 years ago, when I finally took this journey within, and of de-patterning, deprogramming myself. And I went on a sabbatical. I trained and retrained and certified myself, not only in coaching practices, but in energy healing practices, and 6 different ways of working with energy and understanding also the feminine energy. So in a nutshell, if I were to summarize how I gained my voice back, it had to do with 3 defining things. One was, again, the foundation of love, having love and compassion for myself, and understanding that it wasn't necessarily my fault, nor anybody else's, about where I was, but it was my soul was, speaking of, I'm going to go deep now, get ready. Our soul actually, and it's going to land where it's going to land. We all are at different stages of the journey, but I'm sure that you will understand and resonate, and your soul will resonate with what I'm going to share now. Our soul actually chooses some, if not all, of the challenges that we are faced with in this lifetime. And when our soul chooses that, it just knows, hey, I have the capacity to overcome that. I want to see how I'm going to respond to this happening in my life. And one of the practices in which I've been certified is called Akashic Records reading. So this is basically a way to connect with and receive information from, whether it's from our ancestors, whether it's from other spiritual guides. But what I've learned doing this really beautiful practice is that our soul's wisdom is beyond anything you can ever imagine. It has indeed a journey. It has journeyed sometimes, for some people, for centuries or millennia. It has journeyed lifetimes, and other souls are younger. But no matter what your journey has been, our souls in their pure energy have so much lightness, playfulness, and love. They're all this pure divine energy, emanations from the divine. And they're so playful, so loving, so wise, so much so playful that we actually get to choose. Can you realize we get to choose the challenges that we're faced with in this lifetime? And we get to realize, hey, I get a chance to rewrite, in case I didn't do it in a previous life, I get a chance to rewrite the whole story now. How cool is that? How amazing is that? And this is how we get to go into our essential journey, which is the journey into the journey into turning in from a rough diamond into a real diamond. I really love to use this metaphor in my coaching practice with my clients. I encourage them to look at their weaknesses or what they consider to be weaknesses or their challenges and ask themselves, how can I turn this, what it looks like a lead what looks like a rough diamond, how can I actually turn it into a diamond? How can I rewrite the story? Because this is where you get to use your voice authentically. When we realize, to go back to a teaching of day one, when we realize we are not the victims of our circumstances, but we get to manage how we respond to anything that happens in our lives. We are the empowered co-creators of our life, and we truly live in a universe that is benevolent, not the other way. It's a universe that can work with us, for us, and through us, if we let it. If we just stand out of the way and we realize that we can respond differently to the situations in our lives, and we can take our power back that way. We can take our voices back. So what I mean here is that the way you interpret, your perspective on things determines how you think and how you feel about a certain situation, and it also determines how you write and share that story. You can share anything that happened in your life from a disempowering perspective, or you can share it from an empowering perspective and take your power back. This is part of voice coaching in business and in life. So my journey has taken me, I'm going to go back to the slide, through the three defining things that have determined my story of reconnecting to my femininity and my voice have had to do with this journey of repatterning, constant self-love and self-compassion. And then the second big aspect of it has been really my connection to the feminine and the feminine energy through the retreats that I've joined, the coaches that I've worked with. And I've started running my own goddess retreats last year. I organized, and 2 years ago, I organized my first goddess retreat here in Portugal, and I hope to make more in the future. So next year in spring and summer. And feminine embodiment practices, which I hope to share more of in the coming months. So really connecting to the feminine and the feminine energy for me has been or reconnecting to my feminine, because we're never disconnected from it. I really want to emphasize this. We're never disconnected, neither from our feminine or masculine aspects of our energy. They are always there. It's just that we learn to live in our minds, to quote a very powerful researcher and thought leader, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I've extensively looked into and studied as well. We learn to live in our minds, and we are disconnected from our bodies. And the more we live in our minds, the less we realize that we are actually a holistic being. So we need to honor all aspects of our energy. And the third aspect is that I really made space and time for myself to reflect. And this is a non-negotiable for me every day. I make time and space. I'm going to stop the slide share for a little moment. I really made time and space, and I can't emphasize how important this is, to be in silence and to self-reflect. And you don't need to be completely in silence. You can play music while you self-reflect. But what do I mean by that? It can start with a journaling practice, like my good friend was sharing here yesterday. It can start with you just praying. We're sitting in silence and praying. I honor all religions and all phases of spirituality. no matter what your practice is, to connect to the divine or to your higher self, to your soul consciousness, it's so important for you to make time to in your busy schedule to do that on a daily basis, even if it's 5 minutes. This morning I started with it's my part of my morning routine, and it's the one thing that never goes away, and that is being in silence, meditating, and setting myself up for the day, really visualizing how I want to connect with you ladies. And also there's a very powerful practice I will share tomorrow in the meditation tomorrow, where you get to connect to your future self, the one that you really, really, really want to be. And I'm gonna share this nugget of wisdom as well. Again, it lands where it wants to land. You take what you resonate with, ladies, and leave the rest. This is one principle that I've always, always, always applied when I did my studies, no matter where I was going to study, whether that was in energy healing practice, or whether that was a quantum physics course, or ancestral healing, or all of that. I take what I resonate with, I leave the rest. What I wanted to say is the following, that we have an infinity of possible futures ahead of us. We truly have an infinity of possible futures. There's somebody who, again, has been trained in all these ancient practices. I've come to know and understand and realize that. So what does that mean? It means we have free will. It really means the divine is so intelligent and so loving towards us that it has given us free will. Yes, our soul may choose the main challenges, like the milestones that you're faced with in this lifetime. But guess what? You also have free will about how you're going to respond. And that impacts how you're going to evolve. That actually impacts your future. There is an infinity of possible futures, and they are based upon, guess what? Your choice in each and every moment. In each and every moment, they're based upon your choice. What do I choose now? Oh, I choose this, then this future opens up for me. I choose this, then this other future opens up for me. Which is actually, it has been for me a very sobering realization. I was like, oh my God, there's so much beautiful, blessed God, there's so much responsibility in my hands. Yes, you are truly responsible for your life. And the divine loves you so much that it has put this buffet, really buffet of possible futures ahead of you. And you get to choose every single moment, by the choices you make, your future. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, it can sound a little bit scary, but it's also so beautiful, because it really fills you up with love to realize that you're not the victim of your circumstances, that you can choose over and over and over again. And yes, I have made silly choices, a ton of them sometimes in the past, and I'm not completely discarded of that. But I do bounce back. I do have my toolkit and practices that allow me to really bounce back and make another choice. Yeah, okay, I made a choice that didn't go the best way. I make another choice. And that opens up again that window of opportunity. There's no such thing as a completely closed door or window. If you really are passionate about something, eventually, the window, the door, if not that particular one, another one opens for that possible future. Okay, so I'm going to close this parenthesis, but it was really important that I mention it. I guess this morning I'm on a spree. All right. I want to launch an open question to you ladies before I share what are some of my reflections on this. What do you think are ways in which we suppress our voices as women? From what you have seen around you, from what you have experienced at your job and in your business, what do you think are ways, or what have you seen and experienced as ways in which we suppress our voices as women? I'm gonna give a few moments for the comments to come in. either on Facebook or on Zoom. And take a sip of my beautiful morning blessing. I blessed myself with coffee this morning. I don't actually have coffee all mornings. I like to go long periods without coffee as well. Okay, so what are the many ways or subtle ways in which we suppress our voices as women? I'm gonna share from here. So when I was kind of brainstorming around this topic, this is what came to me, and it's been again part of my journey, and I've experienced it as well. I also speak here as well from my own experiences. We suppress our voices when we don't speak up and when we're offended. So a comment, a rude comment that somebody may make upon about us, either to our face or behind our backs. If we let it go, well, I mean, I'm not saying that it's always the case to respond, but if it happens over and over and over again and we let it go, we let it by us, and we don't speak up kindly to it, then it's a way of suppressing our voice. And this basically is the foundation as well of healthy boundaries. Another way in which we suppress our voice as women is when we allow, again, not speaking up for it, for huge pay gaps. And I mean here when it comes to our jobs and also as entrepreneurs, because as entrepreneurs, we get to pay ourselves, right, from what our company earns on a month-to-month basis, and you get to pay yourself a little bit more or a little bit less. And I've been in both situations. I really have been in both situations when I didn't speak up about the pay gap in my job, or I didn't get to pay myself enough. And guess what? It's not really pleasant. So it's really important that we stand up and we start talking about it. And a way to deal with huge pay gaps or this particular topic when it comes to the job market is to find groups of support, groups of women. You don't need to do it alone. Again, the feminine energy is about collaboration. Find groups of support, to quote our speaker yesterday, Alexandra, where you get to be heard and listened to by other women, and you get to do it together. We are not here to do it alone. Another way in which we suppress our voice as women is when we don't trust our intuition and gifts. When you get that, when you get that nagging feeling that, oh my goodness, I would love to share this topic I'm passionate about more on social media, but you don't do it because why? Because you think, I don't know, the programming may come in and say, who am I to do this? Who's going to read this? Maybe I do it tomorrow. This is another way in which we suppress our voices. Maybe I do it next week. Maybe I do it next month. And we end up not going for that business idea or passion project or next level business opportunity. If you second guess your intuition, that's when you suppress your voice. And I'm talking to all of us, to myself as well. When we second guess our intuition, that's when we suppress our voices. And it's so important that we learn to trust our intuition. And the meditation I'm going to share today is really focused upon that, on trusting your beautiful divine expression and intuition. Also, when we don't set healthy boundaries, that's when we suppress our voice with friends, with family, with coworkers that may be disrespecting us or maybe using too much of our time and attention without any return back. Return in the sense of it can be even emotional, When we don't make time to get familiar with our innermost heartfelt wishes, that's another way in which we suppress our voice. Basically, voice is also not only about speaking, but about listening. So making time to listen to yourself is a way in which you encourage your expression, your true authentic expression to come forth. And time to listen to yourself can mean, again, meditation, prayer, journaling, anything that where you feel your heart comes to a place of ease and peace and can share to you authentically what it most wants and wishes. Any other ways in which you see women suppressing their voice? Let me check again on the comments on the chat. Oh, yes, Denisa has just shared a very powerful one, not listening to our body signals. Absolutely. So speaking of listening, yes, listening also means listening to your body and understanding, like maybe your body, maybe you notice you're on a high stress, hijacked mode one day. If you don't stop and listen to that and slow down, that's a way of suppressing your voice as well. And any other body signals that you may be getting. So Elena is sharing, women need to feel safe and relaxed to create and shine. Financial independence helps to feel at ease. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. When we share our voices from a place of authenticity and we allow that business idea to be manifested and we create momentum around it, this is when we start trusting ourselves and we start creating from a place of relaxation. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for those shares. Very, very, very powerful shares coming in this morning and deep. This is a deep topic, ladies. So I really thank you for bearing with me. And it's been, again, it's a big topic because it's been so important for me on my journey at all levels, health and emotional well-being, as well as business setup and business growth. So let's look now at the bright side, the other side. I've summarized here my 5 top keys to successful self-expression in business. I mean, there's so many more, but these are my 5 top. Maybe I'm going to also write an article or a blog post about it one day. But yeah, it all started for me on my journey. The first thing that I had to do is learn to say no. And it started with learning to say no to opportunities at my job. Like to quote the speaker we had on Monday on day 1, Madalena, the top cardiologist we had with us, and she shared about her starting to say no in order to make time for herself and her passion and developing her business, HeartQ. She started saying no to conferences where she was invited over and over again to be as a guest speaker, but it became redundant to her because it didn't allow her time to start her business. So learning to say no is so important. I said no when it came to continuing in a certain company where I felt like I had overgiven. I had done everything. I had set up the whole structure, and there was no way for me nowhere else to grow and expand. So I had to step up and say, this has been beautiful, thank you so much, but no, my journey from here onwards continues elsewhere, and it continues in my field of passion and in entrepreneurship. Another way to successful self-expression in business, and again, by the way, learning to say no is by no means easy, but it's a journey. You get to say, you get to learn it. The more you practice makes better. I don't like the expression practice makes perfect. I don't believe in perfection. I believe in authenticity, and practice actually makes better. It really allows us to become better and better. So boundaries is the second key. We already touched upon that. Sacred boundaries with friends, families, co-workers. What has been the most recent boundary for you that you set up? If you want to share about that, I invite you, as I go through these self-expression keys in business, What has been the most recent boundary for you that you had to set up, whether at work or in your private life? Another key to successful self-expression in business is identifying your shiro stories, not hero, but shiro stories. What do I mean by that? It's actually looking at some of the most challenging episodes you had in your life and realizing how you managed to get out of it, to surpass it, to grow past it, to overgrow it. And writing it down, because oftentimes we don't realize how blessed we are to be where we are today. And we don't realize that we have navigated through a lot. We look at our minds, the scientists and neuroscientists have researched this, that our minds have a tendency to focus on, this is the amygdala brain. This is the amygdala brain who focuses on constantly on the threat. But we no longer live in times like the Middle Ages or in the Neolithic, in the Proteolithic and the dinosaurs age, when we were constantly under threat. So as to focus on the negative only, we live in times when we can relax and we can encourage our creative brain, our neocortex and our frontal lobe. We can encourage, speaking of the brain, to relax and to create. The frontal lobe is a lot about envisioning and creation and creativity and about our perspective. So using that side of us, encouraging it to grow, looking at how can I extract the nugget of wisdom out of this story. And once you identify what's your nugget of wisdom, how you manage to navigate and surpass that challenge, which led you to where you are today, that's your shiro story. And guess what? You don't only have one shiro story, you have several, if not a ton of shiro stories at all aspects of your life, in all aspects of your life. The next level of successful self-expression in business is to start sharing those shiro stories, whether they are about your business and how you navigated difficult moments and you surpass them, or about your life. Start sharing them more vulnerably, directly on through your marketing tools. This is where we see posts from people that you've probably noticed this trend on social media, people starting to share more vulnerably, authentically, some painful episodes that they went through and navigated. And to be honest, please join the talk this afternoon with Lucy, the singer and songwriter, because she's if you follow her social media and Instagram and Facebook, you will see she actually recently navigated through a difficult episode and managed to transmute it and to alchemize it into a beautiful, beautiful, loving way of navigating one of the most difficult episodes in our lives that we can each face. So practice sharing vulnerably, and it doesn't come easy because, again, it's a journey. Take it one step at a time with small nuggets of wisdom, but practice sharing vulnerably through your marketing tools, more of your story. And again, the secret here is to share your story from the perspective of the shiro. What does your inner master, your inner hero, shiro, have to say about how you dealt with that situation? Not from the perspective of the pain. There are so many perspectives from which we can share a story. We can share it from the perspective of the pain, of the victim, of the perpetrator, or we can share it from the perspective of the empowered master, the one who has learned her lesson, the shiro who's here to empower others as well. And finally, fifth key to successful self-expression, pricing your services right. Ooh, isn't that a big one? To go back to the pay gap, but also in business, it's about pricing our services right. This is all connected to expressing your worth. So which of these 5 keys resonates most with you. I'm gonna go a little bit over time, if that's okay with you ladies today, maybe like 15 minutes. Out of these 5 keys that I've just shared, which is the one that resonates most powerfully so far with you? You can type in 1, 2, 3, or 5, or just express it in your own words in the comments. I'm curious to see the comments. And if there's anything that resonates less or didn't resonate, you can also share. Sapna is saying 1, 4, and 5. Ah, yes. So the learning to say no, practicing to share. Yeah, practicing sharing our heroic stories more vulnerably and pricing our services right. Yeah, it's so important. And Winnie is sharing, saying no and boundaries setting. Yes, absolutely. That's also equally important. I'm happy you resonated with that. And once again, there are so many more keys to successful self-expression in business. These are just my top 5. And your story is unique to you. This is why I'm encouraging women to use their voices more. Your story is unique to you. So maybe you have identified and you will also identify other keys to successful self-expression. And by all means, don't hesitate to share them when you do. The exercise for today is super simple, as I want to leave, since this is a morning masterclass, to leave everybody with a few deep reflections and also the exercise of the day or the practice of the day. The practice of the day is choosing one of these 5 to implement a little bit more of in your business, starting this week or this month, actually from this month onwards. Choosing one of these 5 keys to successful self-expression in business to implement more in your business from this month onwards. And believe me, it's gonna make a whole world of a difference. For me, this took almost, it feels like centuries to get to implementing all of them, but it is so rewarding, and I get to feel, express, and live at a whole new level today because of these practices. So choose one only, because again, we start step by step. Choose one and to implement more of in this month, from this month onwards. And don't hesitate to share with us in the group. I encourage you to share in the Facebook group once you have like a big aha moment or something joyful that you want to share with us about the practice that you took from each of the days, any of the days of the mastermind. And again, you'll have access to these classes as well after this week. Okay, so let's go into a quick, are you ready for a little meditation? The meditation of today. Denisa is sharing 2, 4, and 5 resonated with her. So boundaries, ladies, practicing sharing vulnerably and pricing your services right. Absolutely. Thank you for that share, Denisa. So important. Okay, so today's meditation is about connecting to our inner expressive goddess. So I invite you to, and again, this concept of meditation, I would I don't want it to seem like I took it from a particular culture. I believe it has existed since millennia. And it's actually just the practice of being in silence with yourself and receiving the wisdom from your soul, from your body, from your higher self knowledge. So I don't make it in any particular way that is belonging to any particular culture, but I make it as the soul journey that we're It's a way to journey with and get in touch with your soul. So with that said, I invite you to relax and sit back and allow your body to be, your back to be supported by your chair or wherever you're seated. And you can take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's do a few breathing series together. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just feel into your body. Feel yourself inhabiting your body. As you relax deeper and deeper, feel your heart center. Connect to your heart. Also connect to the base of your spine, to your roots. And much like we did in the previous days, allow your root to be connected to the earth. It's like a tree that grows deep roots into the earth. And you feel grounded, you feel supported, you feel nourished. You feel embraced by the gentle, kind, and generous energy of Mother Earth that supports us all, nourishes us all, blesses us all with her loving presence, nutrients, and energy. And open yourself up, open your heart and your head, your crown, to receive a shower of blessings from the divine, from the universe. You can see this shower of blessings in any form you wish. It can be, and it can have any color you wish. You can even see a shower of butterflies. This is what I'm seeing today, a shower of butterflies in so many beautiful colors, especially blue. I'm seeing a lot of blue, but for you, it may be a shower of gold and white light or anything that resonates with you. Just open up your antennas and receive this shower of blessings from the divine, from Source. And feel how good it feels to be blessed and to be bathed in this shower of blessings. And open up to receive, open your heart wide to receive. Now I invite you to bring your attention to, again, to your heart center. Blessed and supported by Mother Earth, blessed and supported by the divine. You are bringing your attention to your heart center, and here, from here, I invite you to imagine that you're traveling, and you're traveling across galaxies. And maybe you can imagine yourself in a little spaceship. And you're traveling and navigating from your heart center, which means you're being guided by your soul's intelligence. And you're navigating across galaxies, many beautiful, loving galaxies. And you land on a galaxy and on a planet that is very much connected to the feminine and to the feminine energy. And here you get to meet your expressive, your most expressive inner goddess, your most highly expressive feminine essence. How does she look like? How does she feel? How does she move? And what is she wearing? How does this beautiful, inner, expressive, feminine goddess look like? Some of you may be more visual and see her, others may just feel her presence. And I'm inviting you to attune to her insight. This beautiful, divine, feminine presence, which is an aspect of your most expressive self, is here to share a few words of wisdom with you today. Open your heart out wide and listen. What's the wisdom that she wants to share with you today? So you may feel into what she wants to say, or you may hear it. Just allow her wisdom, her maybe extravagant, beautiful, colorful presence to bless you. And she's blessing your voice, your feminine expression, your heart, your wisdom, your soul, your embodiment of your wisdom. And she's saying, you are already that. With what you see in me is in you. You are already that. That elegant walk, that tender voice, that calm and confident presence, or that playfulness spirit. No matter what you see in me is in you. And know that you can reach out to these divine qualities and aspects of yourself now and forever. And anytime you need to. She thanks you, and you thank her. And as you step back into your spaceship, you travel knowing that everything that she gave you as advice, as words of wisdom, is traveling back with you, and it's yours. It's here now. You travel back through the galaxies, back into your heart, where you land safely, and you get to inhabit and bring all these beautiful qualities and blessings into your body. And as you gently start waking up from this experience and you gently start stretching, just know that your innermost expressive goddess is within reach. And she is within you. And you can always reach out to her through your heart center. Take your time to come back. You can type in any feelings you've experienced or any words of wisdom that you want to share in the comments when you're back. And also, with each of these meditations that I love to wrap up every day with each of these meditations, take your time, and you can do them over and over and over again, because every time you do them, you get new insights, you get new wisdom with regards to where you are at that point in time, and you get new knowledge from yourself, from your higher self. I got so much love from my inner expressive goddess this morning. I am boosted up. How are you feeling? She said some incredible words. I have to write it down, actually. I'm going to share them with you. You are incredible, my love. This is the main phrase I want to share with you today. You are incredible, my love. Okay. Whew. So, are you back? I'm just checking in. How did the meditation feel for you today? This particular one. Okay. Yes. Sapna saying she's back. That's great. Amazing. Beautiful. So yeah, take your time with each of the meditations, and you can do it over and over again and receive new insights with each reiteration of the meditation. Julia says it was powerful. Winnie says it was refreshing. Wonderful. Thank you for these comments, ladies. Thank you for sharing your experiences. It's so really, we come together as a tribe. We come together as a beautiful, beautiful gathering of women. And I really want to say that I see and honor each of you. I honor your investment in yourself. I know this is a free mastermind, and it took a lot of time and quite a lot of time and effort on my side to put it together. And at the same time, I feel energized to see your dedication, your involvement every day, showing up for yourself. This is what nourishes me, to see engagement, to see motivation, to see ladies stepping up and investing in themselves and in their up leveling at all parts, in all aspects of their lives. So I really want to honor you. I feel your beautiful presences. I feel that your amazing stories that you are here to share in the world. And speaking of amazing stories, I will just use 2 more minutes to share about the Innovatrix Academy, which is a beautiful soul project speaking about voice and voice sharing. This project came together for me, this passion project came together for me as I was contemplating earlier this year. So it did take quite a few, half a year to set it up. But I was contemplating earlier this year how I can bring together what I do with one of my brands, the Growth Hives, the leadership coaching side of my business. And you can see that very mental leadership coaching side of me, and also very business oriented. As I was sharing with you yesterday, I love to devour business courses, books, and also work with my clients in growth hacking. And also, how can I bring it together with the side that is very much focused with my other brand, Illuminated Essence, very much focused on feminine empowerment and feminine energy and sacred feminine practices and goddess retreats and all of my energy healing practices. And the vision literally grew organically out of me. This is the passion project that will take in the next few years my main focus. And I would be so honored, so deeply honored and grateful for those of you. And I've made it super accessible, as you will see in a moment, for those of you who do want a journey. Speaking of taking a journey into a different galaxy in terms of your own development, who do want to journey with me in this beautiful first iteration of it this year. So I'm going to share about the Innovatrix Academy. The Innovatrix Academy is our sharing a beautiful passion project. And where it is, I'm gonna share my screen. I hope you can see it. It's been live, ladies, for the first time today, but for the last half hour, it's been live and it's online. And it's about starting your own businesses or growing your own businesses in a way that feels balanced. It's the feminine way. And it's a 5 months guided immersion into your soulful business launch and flourishing femininity. This is the type of offering I wish I had access to when I started my own business 3 years ago. This is the type of offering I really wish with all my heart and soul I had access to. So the Innovatrix Academy is a 5 months guided program. It's a group program, and it takes you through discovering, first and foremost, it takes you through discovering your passion calling. So whether that is a dream you have had for a while in your heart, or if it's you're looking at how you can redesign your business in a way that really follows in a deeper way your passion calling, maybe because your priorities have changed over time. We first start with the basis, with the element of getting to know yourself, getting to understand your passion calling, getting to understand through practices that I've pulled together from the personality tests and the leadership tests and leadership coaching that I do. Through various practices, I take you through discovering and unveiling your unique zone of genius and unique essence and voice. So from there onwards, you get to develop a vision. So this is a very profoundly foundational way and profoundly coherent and well-structured way to where to start the business from your passion call, getting to really understand yourself, understand what motivates you. In the early stages of the 5 months immersion of the Innovatrix Academy, you also get to discard limiting beliefs. So we will be working on your mindset, because this is one of the stumble blocks that a lot of entrepreneurs nowadays face. It's they start their business. It may, even if they have, some of them may have very clear understanding with regards to what drives them and what's their passion calling, but they are facing their limiting beliefs with regards to if they can do it. It's that the nagging voices that we come with that are not ours and are just programming. So I'll be walking you through practices, energy healing practices, and meditations that, like the ones that we were doing over these past few days, to really discard those limiting beliefs, as well as reframe. I'll provide you with tools, concrete tools that you can use to reframe the way you look at those limiting beliefs and how you interact with them. And then, of course, after we look and set the foundations of your passion calling, your vision, we deal with the limiting beliefs, we go into business setup. The 5 months immersion is a journey not only into business setup, but into feminine well-being. I'll actually jump straight to, there we go, straight to the exact makeup of the 5 months, the exact structure. So I've actually structured this journey to be a journey into your femininity and feminine archetypes, as well as a journey into the business setup. The first month, I love to call it the maiden. So this is where I was sharing, we journey with understanding what's your passion calling, what's your unique zone of genius, discarding limiting beliefs. So we'll do energy clearing for self-limiting beliefs. And we'll have a sacred femininity workshop connecting you to your maiden. The maiden is the feminine archetype that is the explorer, the one who is innocent, and she's in her early stages of the business setup. Or maybe if you're an established entrepreneur, she is the one that allows you to reconnect to that playful exploration that allows you to see parts of your business that you haven't seen before that can be reframed, and parts of your business, parts where your business can expand, or parts where your business can expand next, based on where you have been. She's the one that looks with innocence at life, and we really need the maiden in order to understand what most makes us excited and passionate. So the maiden is the first month, is the first archetype that we journey with, and it's the journey of self-exploration and understanding your passion and your unique zone of genius. Second month looks at vision and marketing. So again, I really love to combine business genius with the sacred feminine aspects of the journey. So the second month is the unleashed wild woman. There's also an energetic understanding behind how the journey has been structured. We're also journeying through each of our energy centers as well. So the first two archetypes, the maiden and the unleashed wild woman, cover the base, journeying up into our solar plexus. So the unleashed wild woman is the woman that actually says no more. We spoke about sacred boundaries today. She's the one that says no more. I'm not going to copy anybody else's messaging or anybody else's ideas. I'm actually here to live, to understand and live my authentic story. So she's the one that makes you understand what are your shiro stories, and she develops your unique messaging for your marketing in your vision. So in the second month, we journey with developing, understanding, first of all, what's your big why you're doing this? What's your compelling vision? And then you get to formulate that vision into unique marketing messages that delight you and your audience. So this is where we start journeying into marketing mastery through the unleashed wild woman. The queen is month 3, and this is where we go into product development and product offering. And the queen is the archetype of the empowered woman who owns both her feminine and masculine energy and steps into leadership. We go into setting up the main elements of your product offering. If you already have an established business, but you want to develop a new product line or new services, or you have a new program idea, if you're a coach, then we go into developing that. And you get to connect at the same time with your inner queen. So each month there will be business workshops, and there's going to be sacred femininity workshops that provide you with the feminine practices that empower you to step into that level of embodiment for your business. The wise woman is month 4, where we look into product launches. So once you've developed your product, how do you have a strategy to launch it? So the wise woman archetype is the one that helps you with your product launch and developing networks of support. So what my friend Alexandra was sharing yesterday, what are your first clients, or what are your existing networks of support that can help you with expanding your client base? We'll navigate all of that. And then month 5 looks at the sovereign creatrix. So embodying that as an archetype and building business momentum, looking at how you can create high-end offers, and really the basis of how you can stay constantly attuned to your creativity. You know, a lot of us women, whether we're entrepreneurs or whether we're in a job, we have moments and times when we lose steam, and it's okay to sometimes lose steam, but how do we get back on track? That's the purpose of the 5th month and the sovereign creatrix. And the sovereign creatrix is also connected to us living on purpose. So the 5 months includes, on a monthly basis, 2 monthly Zoom calls, 2 pre-recorded lecture videos on the topics, sacred femininity practices. Each month we'll dive together and we'll do exercises on embodying each of these feminine archetypes. Plus, when you sign up, you receive access to guest speakers. There will be a monthly guest speaker joining us in the academy, experts on the topics that we are looking at that month. So I'll have marketing experts. I'm actually speaking to somebody right now who is part of an investment fund to come, which is amazing. Like you probably don't get these kind of opportunities necessarily in other programs. They teach you about business setup, but you don't get to speak to experts that that provide you with information about funding opportunities. So I'm looking at inviting an investment fund expert who will tell you about access to financing, and have experts guest speakers that talk to you about business operations as well. So every month there will be a guest speaker. You'll have access to, besides that, even when you are done with the course, you'll have access for life to all the upcoming guest speakers that I'll be hosting within the academy. During the monthly Zoom calls, the 2 monthly Zoom calls, there will be also an opportunity for you to receive a one-on-one coaching. And I'll be able to answer all your questions. And there's going to be a graduation ceremony after the 5 months that also counts towards also becoming, in case you really love this particular method that I've developed, becoming a certified Innovatrix Academy coach. All right, so this takes us to the empowerment packages. This is the pre-launch of the academy. I'm actually going to launch it more widely from next week, but for this week only, and for the women that are joining the mastermind, there's a one-time offer that I'm making available with all my heart, because again, I want to make financial independence and accessibility to you starting your soul calling businesses as accessible as possible to women. So there's a one-time only offer of 5 monthly payments of $155, or you have, if you prefer to do shorter payments, there's 3 monthly payments available, 2 monthly payments available, or a one-off payment available. The monthly payments, to be honest, are super accessible. And if you would like to have access to that, you are very welcome to do so. They are only available, this monthly payment, for and at this particular price for this week, and it's going to go up by 100 from next week onwards. Because to be honest, the deep level of offering that I'm putting together with the Innovatrix Academy, meaning that we have both business workshops that help you build and set up your business, as well as sacred femininity workshops that look into your wellness, self-care, and your embodying of all the main feminine archetypes. This level of offering has not only not been done before, but it's worth thousands. This is worth thousands. If I am to only summarize all the investments that I've done that encompass all of these elements that I'm bringing together, it's really tens of thousands of euros over the past few years. And I have also worked with some of the most amazing coaches. If you would like to find out more about me and my journey beyond what I've shared during the mastermind these days, and I will continue sharing tomorrow and the day after, there's more about me on the page here. You get to read through client testimonials. There's also an FAQ, frequently asked questions, to help you answer any questions you may have. And I will make particular time to answer all your questions about the Innovatrix Academy and any curiosities you may have, any particular thing that you would like to know about the 5-month journey and 5 months process. I will make extensive time for that on our live call on Friday, the morning of Friday. But you can also ask me any questions now or after this call. So this is it. This is the big announcement that I'm super happy to make. It's the pre-launch of the Innovatrix Academy. And I'm so happy that I have the platform of this beautiful self-love and self-growth mastermind to do so. And there's going to be other beautiful masterminds and free offerings that you'll have access to over the next few months. But for those of you who really feel the calling to go deep and you've enjoyed your time with me, then I do invite you to check out the Innovatrix Academy. Again, there's all the information is on the page. Take all the time you need to go through it thoroughly. I like to do my research well as well before I invest in anything. Take all the time you need to go through it thoroughly. And I'm also here if you have any questions. And again, these offers at this particular pricing, which is super, super, super accessible, are only available this week and for the ladies that are joining the Self-Love and Self-Growth Mastermind. So with that said, I hope, thank you so much for staying on with me for 1 hour and a half this morning. I really, really, really deeply appreciate you and your time. I do hope that you took a lot of beautiful reflections from the Self-Expression in Business Masterclass. I'm gonna check the Facebook for comments as well. And Jacqueline shared wonderful meditation. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you. So beautiful to see you here. And Denisa, wonderful meditation. Thank you, love. I really, really appreciate you. I see you. I wholeheartedly thank you. It's a joy to be here with you and to see you shine and investing in yourself. And I will see you this afternoon. This afternoon, we have an amazing, fabulous, and you know me, I actually select the most inspiring people for me as well. And I bring them to you because I really know, and the minute I meet somebody, I know, I just feel that they would be so inspiring for my soul sisters to meet as well. And I believe in the power of networks. I believe that we rise together. We are not here. And as you will see it in the Innovatrix Academy, you will have access to other experts. I'm planning to bring on a monthly basis another expert to share their soul medicine and their journey with us, and to have a dedicated masterclass on the main business topic of the month, as I was sharing. So the guest speaker this afternoon is a beautiful soul sister and innovatrix. She's speaking of innovation, she's a true innovatrix. Lucy Lynch, singer, soul singer and soul writer, international guest speaker as well. And her platform is amazing. If any of you have previous experience with human design and gene keys as a way to understand your soul mission and yourselves, that's great. You will definitely enjoy what she has to share with regards to that, because some of her songs are based, she actually develops customized songs that are really expressing somebody's essence, and essence in regards to their soul and their personality. And the song she sent me, the minute I heard the first few seconds of it, it really made me break down in tears, because it really expresses in such a beautiful, loving way what I see to be my essence. And it was so endearing for me to feel seen and recognized at such a beautiful, deep level. So Lucy is amazing in that regards. She composes songs that truly express somebody's essence. And I invite you, and she's also a life coach, so I invite you to join in for the conversation with her. And for those of you who are planning to go into this field and into this industry deeper of coaching, please also join, because it's going to be a fascinating and fabulous discussion this afternoon with Lucy Lynch at 4 p.m. Portugal time. So with that said, oh yes, let me share the link as well. I'm gonna quickly share the link to the Innovatrix Academy, that now that it's live, for those of you who are interested to keep journeying together. This is the link. I'm going to share it on the Facebook Live as well as on the Zoom call. And once again, with all my heart and soul, I say thank you. I see you, beautiful ladies. I honor you. And here's to a beautiful journey and week together in the self-love and self-growth mastermind. I will see you this afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.